Let me show you what fusion can do!
Okay, so some concern that I've been seeing lately is people looking at these videos that have been coming around online showing some costumes and whatnot, and people saying that these are the only costumes that are going to be in the game. But I'm here to tell you, I don't think that's necessarily the case. So one of the biggest instances that we have of this is when we see YouTubers posting these video contents, and especially one that I've seen come around that I've seen some people reacting to, is you go through all the characters and each character looks like they have maybe like one extra costume, but the costumes are indicated as new with like a little yellow dot in the top left-hand corner of the actual costume itself. And this indicates that it was recently unlocked or is just like new to that set of costumes. So if you counter this and put this into perspective with Yoon-Fam Yoonite actually saying that we are going to be unlocking things in different modes throughout story mode, custom battle, all the other different battle modes, and plus we can unlock things via the shop and the store, you can kind of put two and two together and rest assuredly say that like those are not all the costumes that they have day one, those are just the costumes that were recently unlocked. Now, we don't know how they unlocked those costumes, like if you say like, let's say the Saiyan armor for NZ Goku when you see him in the Super Saiyan 3 like I put in the thumbnail. Those costumes, we don't know like what methods they use to actually unlock those costumes. They could have been any number of ways from buying them from the shop, from unlocking them in the story, any number of things. Even if they were given some kind of DLC like the Ultimate Edition for YouTubers to review, we don't know if this is granted via the Ultimate Shenron Wish, the Super Shenron Wish, or something like that. There's any kind of different instances. So I've seen a lot of people in the comment sections of a lot of these videos saying that like, oh, I don't have this costume or I don't have that costume, blah, blah, blah. It's like, we don't know which costumes you have to unlock, and we don't think that the build that they gave people to review is going to have everything unlocked off the jump. If it was, you wouldn't have those yellow dots indicating that it was recently unlocked. If they did give them a build that had everything automatically unlocked, it would just be there. It wouldn't be like it's like recently unlocked as new. So that's why I think that like, since they may have not had their hands on the game that long, maybe that's just the costumes that they ended up unlocking, or maybe they were given some kind of patch for the game to be able to show those specific costumes off just to show there's costumes. And similarly, the same thing with the accessories. We've seen like certain characters have like one accessory or two, but these I think are native accessories that go on and on with costumes, such as the Scouters for the Saiyans, or even Frieza and the like, or the halos and stuff like that. That's all like costume related accessories, and we know that we've seen extra auras and stuff like that for certain characters in different kind of like versions of the game, like that V aura that I showed in the last video. So it's not exactly certain how we unlock things, but I think rest assured we can actually know that we're going to be able to unlock these things at least. So I wouldn't get your hopes up necessarily when it comes to people trying to say that these are all the costumes in the game and that there's no evidence that there's other costumes in the game. Yoon-Fam Yoonite specifically in the quote not only stated you can unlock costumes, but it said and other goodies, which obviously means like accessories and like auras and stuff like that. So I don't think we have to worry too much, and people should really just like, I think, chill out a little bit because like we have like less than like what 3 weeks until the game comes out, so we're gonna get our hands on it soon enough and know for sure. I don't think there's any reason to go into any kind of panic mode over this kind of stuff. I don't think they're saving all these costumes for DLC. I don't think that any of this stuff is like being withheld from us. There probably is going to be some costumes that are based on DLC only, but I do think that like a lot of the stuff that we have yet to unlock is still unlockable in the game. So when you're seeing these videos, just keep that with a grain of salt and be like, okay, that at least is a costume that I know about is in the game, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the only costume for that character that's in the game, if you know what I mean. Like, we're probably going to have other accessories too that you can even equip to characters like the Super Saiyan 4s who don't really have alternate costumes. Maybe even like the power pole, or, you know, a halo for them, or any number of things like capsules that are like on their belt or something. It doesn't matter. It's just like whatever we're going to be getting in the game. These builds that like the YouTubers and streamers were getting to show off kind of like the content after the leaks, those post-leak sources, they're not 100% guaranteed to have everything in their version of the game. It is the final build of the game for sure, but like we're definitely probably going to getting a day one patch at least for the retail versions. So we're not necessarily sure. I'm sure that the stages are probably all there unless you can unlock certain stages like you can in past Tenkaichi games, like via the Shenron Wishes or something like that. So I just say we can hold off a little bit. Characters, yes, we know for sure all 182 characters that are going to be in the game, but the accessories and stuff like that haven't really had a light shown on them too much, so we don't know necessarily what they're going with. So I personally am still holding out for certain costumes. Even maybe not necessarily something like the Badman outfit for like Vegeta, or like filler stuff like the Driver's Ed stuff for like Goku and Piccolo, but I'm saying more along the lines of something like, we know Bojack's in a game, so Gohan's like alternate outfit for the Bojack movie, the turtle hermit gi or whatever, the orange and blue gi like his dad has. I think that is probably something that's unlockable in the game. Maybe you play as it in the mode against Bojack, and then like once you beat that, you unlock that. So, and Bojack. So I don't know. Like there's a lot of things that like we don't know. And I just want to remind people of that. Just because we know a lot doesn't mean we know everything. But just know that everything we see may not in fact be everything, and we still have hope and chances for the costumes that we want and things that we think are missing to actually be and appear in there. So that's all I wanted to say. Please give the video a like if you liked the video. Any and all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below. And as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.
Ivy Valentine subscribes to Mark Yoon. So should you. Enjoy your treat!